Meet me. Welcome back, boys, to another squirrely review. Today we're gonna review Rimuru, which I thought was a girl. Apparently it's just a slime, but he was a boy when he was reincarnated, so for the purposes of this video, we're gonna call it a him, because that's what he was before he died. But as always, we're gonna talk about his skills, his builds, a quick showcase and a summary, and find out why this hero is making waves in the RTA meta. Let's get started. Alright, so let's talk about Rimuru's skills. S1, basic, nothing special, but it does give him a random buff, which are actually pretty solid. Immunity, increase attack, crit hit resistance, and effect resistance. So obviously, two of them are really good, one's pretty good, and the last one, for the most part, is pretty useless. Now, the S2 is what makes him really strong, just like a lot of heroes. So if he attacks with a non-basic skill, so anything but his S1, he will copy two buffs from the target, regardless of whether the attack hits, and grants their effects to all allies. So by regardless of whether the attack hits it, let's say you use it on a Riolet and you miss, you're still going to steal his evasion buff. It is not applied to undispellable buffs, so characters that have special buffs like Violet's, whatever that's called, you can't steal those things. You can't steal character-specific buffs. And when an ally is attacked by a buffed enemy, activates Be Ready against the attacker. It can only be activated every 3 turns, but if a teammate gets attacked by anything with buff, Rimuru will attack them back, and this is considered a non-basic skill, push himself up, and then steal 2 of their buffs. And you'll see that later in the showcase. It's absolutely crazy, and Be Ready itself has decent damage mods. Now his S3 is nuts. We all thought it was going to be pretty nuts when they released his skills, but it's even more nuts, because his actual damage without the fixed damage is pretty good. So it starts at 5,000 fixed damage. If your team has 8 buffs or more, I believe, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 8 or more, it will deal 10,000 extra fixed damage. So this pretty much means that Rimuru one-shots just about anything in the game if you have 8 buffs on your team. It also decreases defense of all enemies for 2 turns, which is pretty big because in the current meta, a lot of heroes don't run immunity, like Apoc Ravi and Violets and stuff. A lot of them are running pen set. So this thing, the decreased defense, if you pair something like a Landy, starts making like huge amounts of damage possible for your team. It's also unaffected by elemental disadvantage, so he won't miss unless you get MLDB'd or something. And the soul burn only costs 10 souls and reduces the skill the cooldown, so you can use it every other turn. So overall, very crazy kit. The main part of it is this copying buffs mechanic. It is game breaking, and against things like Maid and stuff, it's very, very toxic. Let's go into his builds. Alright, so how do you build Rimuru? Well, he's pretty new and there's several schools of thought, but this is how I like to build him. Medium bulk, around 1300 defense, 12 to 14k life, with the rest of it pumped into attack, crit chance, and crit damage. Speed, you want him around 200. Remember, his S2 pushes him up by 30%, so if you have around 200 speed, you're going to cut the vast majority of things in the game when you get hit and get that first turn. You don't really need more than 200 if that's the goal. Now, I've seen cleavers use him with sub 10k HP and a lot more offensive stats. Conversely, I've seen some people run him a little less hard hitting, but like 18,000 plus HP, and make him really tanky. Some even put him on proof. Everyone plays him a little bit differently. It depends on whether you're trying to use him to one-shot something in the opener, or if he's just kind of like a quasi-utility pick with damage, because you're just using him to copy buffs and you want him to have sustain. Remember, his S3 does 10,000 fixed damage, so even if you have 0 offensive stats on Rimuru, he can still hit pretty hard. But honestly, it's just satisfying to see like 20,000 pop up, so I opted for some damage. In terms of sets, pretty much everything I've seen has him on speed set. You could put him on pen set, I suppose, but I think you're much better off having immunity on him, so I don't really think you should go that route, although all his attacks are single target. So my strong recommendation is speed, immunity, I don't really see any reason to go anything else other than that, but feel free to try to be a Banshee gamer if you want. In terms of artifacts, I like Draco Plate because it gives him that little balance of extra damage and little extra survivability. But I've seen people use other artifacts. Other options are things like Proof of Valor is very common. I've even seen some War Horror ones. Portrait, I've seen a handful of times. And his own artifact, the limited one that gives him a random buff, is also fairly common. But I would say Proof and like Draco are probably the most common ones that I've seen. Although Draco's a limited artifact, so it's kind of hard if you have other heroes that are using your Draco plate. So anyways, that's my build and gear recommendations. Feel free to play with other artifacts if you want. But overall, the builds are pretty standard. It just depends on whether you want to make him more defense-oriented or DPS-oriented. Let's move on to the showcase. All right, so let's try Rimuru in Arena with the help of his pal, Revolver Ocelot. So they have a bunch of counters here, so we'll see. But if they counter, it won't be that bad because Rimuru can counter counters. Oh no, he didn't. Okay, so let's check out the damage here. With FCC, we have more than 8 buffs, which is the cutoff. So, let's summon our little slime storm, whatever this is supposed to be. And we don't even get to see the damage, because it completely one-shotted it before the extra proc. Oh, it hit my Closet Charles. Now, apparently, we didn't counter because Alandi had no buffs, but we will counter this. So let's analyze and assess it. Boom, look at this. Now we have speed buff, we have defense buff. We're nice and tanky now, boys. My Closet Charles is broken, and he's not evading anything. Okay. Ooh, boy. Okay, evaded there. It's a little too late for that, though. Okay, let's poke this guy. So Landy goes down. We need to survive until we can, oh god. Okay. Let's provoke you. I have faith in you, Rimuru. The cooldown on his S3 is not too long. Oh! Okay, let's poke you. Oh no, we missed. Okay, we got the barrier on Rimuru, though. Oh! And look at this. Counter, we steal a nice crit buff. Oh, you... This Politis. Alright, let's poke you again. Okay. We don't have the Analyze and Assess anymore because we stole that useless crit buff. I would have much rather stolen a defense buff. But hey, he's still in it. He's still in it. Okay. Oh. Oh god. Oh god, so much stuff happening right now. The lion. Don't stun me again, Politis. Okay. This can't stun unless it's on Crown. Oh wait, it is on Crown. Oh god. Oh god, what is happening here, boys? Oh, okay, didn't stun. Okay, we're still in business. So finally we deal with this irritating Politis. We counter the Belian. We miss. Okay. We have faith in you, Rimuru. Hit it. Yes! Boom! Alright, let's try another one. Alright, we're gonna try a weird one here. We're gonna bring Pavel for attack buff and Alots to just die and give us souls. So, first we do this. And I want to show you, oh wait, the Cerise is slow as balls. Okay, well then, let's just blow up this nice Rem. Can we one-shot a near full HP Rem through Aureus? Yes, we can, and that's why Rimuru is a boss. He just freaking one-shots anything in the game, pretty much. Okay. So here, we're going to analyze and assess, which is Probably the last thing I wanted to analyze and assess, but hey. We can't steal the skill nullifier because the hit removes it, but we soul burned Rimuru, so it's not so bad. Because he should have it back in relatively short order. Let's do this. I mean, Rimuru is our only real DPS here. I guess we have Pavel. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll poke this. Does this do anything here? We'll just silence them or something for no reason. Okay, we can take out the Cerise. Boom. Cerise is dead. Pavel's dead. Elots is dead. But, now check this out. Landy, can she survive? No chance. Oh wait, because we didn't have any buffs, it didn't do that much damage, but close enough. Alright, and now, watch, with the Soul Burn, it just turn cycles so fast, right? Now it's not going to do a whole lot of damage because we don't have that many buffs right now and no attack buff, but look how quickly he can cycle through this and just spam it. And this is not really a team that made a whole lot of sense anyway, right? I mean, I brought Alox, Pavel, FCC, and a Rimuru. So, one more turn. We have the S3 back again. Provoke this. And this FCC is super dead. Oh, actually, we just analyze and assess it. See you later. Let's do another one. Alright, let's try another Rimuru match. Now, do you guys think that we can one-shot this Rem? No, right? That's not likely. Oh wait. I think it is. Let's find out. Bloop, 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 bloop. And that is why Rimuru is freaking hilarious. Yeah, let's push him up. Let's push him up. Now watch this. So, Maid goes, and oh no, their whole team is attack and revive buff. That's unfortunate because those are very strong buffs and I don't have any of those things. Oh, wait a minute. Boom. Well, why don't we take some of that for ourselves? And now our whole team has revive and attack buff. And this is why Rimuru can be very, very toxic. The fact that he can steal buffs is, in many ways, game-breaking, because you turn your biggest assets, which are, you know, the buffs, into your own team's buffs, and it makes things like Maid and stuff very dangerous to use against Rimuru, because, you know, if you're trying to win by having a huge buff advantage, but the other guy's going to steal all your buffs, well, it's not so much of an advantage anymore. What is this guy running, like a full effectiveness team? Okay, let's, what should we kill here? Can we kill the Maid in one hit? Do you guys think that's likely? Well, of course we can. And then we'll push up Rimuru again. And let's just poke her. Okay. And defense break on that Landy. Boom, 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 boom. Landy gets one-shotted. Isn't this just glorious to behold? Alright. Poke that thing. Okay. We don't really have anything to push. I guess we'll just push Alots so we could push Rimuru again. We don't really need to do this. You know what? Let's just finish off the Maid, because we don't care about the Landy at this point. So let's get big damage into the Maid. Kill her again. Then we'll push up Rimuru stabbed Delandy in the face. Alright. And, yeah, I think we can all agree that this is a wrap. So let's poke this. And then we have the Rimuru S3 again. See you later, FCC. Peace. Alright, last one, boys. We're going to try to solo their entire team with Rimuru. Now, Rimuru dunks things like T-Surns, because watch. Her passive is completely ineffective against fixed damage. So, T-Surn can't be one-shotted? Oh yes, she can. She's dead. And we're just going to keep turn cycling Rimuru, because it's a Rimuru showcase. Alright. We could go ahead and do this. It doesn't really matter. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. You get revive buff up. And let's just work on Crowl. Why not? We don't care. Okay. Now this is going to give the whole team revive and defense buff, which is very nice. Alright. So let's just keep working on this Crow. Get him to horse. Alright. And we can steal these buffs again. And we land a defense break. Actually, I think Alots has his S3, so we don't really need to do anything here. Okay. Let's poke the Crow. Let's push up Rimuru. We'll poke this guy now, because the Crow isn't going to die, he's going to horse anyway. And he goes for Alots. So Alots is very dead. But we are okay with that. Do we need to push Rimuru? No. So let's just heal up. Rimuru still has his attack buff. And now, let's finish the Crow for real. And this is why Rimuru is so good. He could turn cycle the S3 very quickly. It does a tremendous amount of damage, as you can see. And with the Analyze and Assess, he's constantly stealing very good buffs, like revive buff, stuff like that. Gonna push Rimuru again. Let's just finish the Rowana. Okay. Goes on to Emilia. No big deal. And there we go. Now Rowana is going to explode here. And then we just need to give Violet the same treatment now. Hopefully he doesn't dodge us and do crazy Violet things. Alright, there's one hit. Let's heal so we don't have to hit this Violet. Unfortunately, he did not get defense break on, but we'll live. Okay, so he's going to heal up a little bit, but... Ooh. Alright. Let's try to finish him off. Blam! GG. Let's move on to the summary. Alright, so, Mr. Rimuru, the slime, is he good? He's kind of top tier right now, so yeah. Alright, so let's go over the ratings like we always do. Arena offense, I'm going to give him a C+. As you can see in Arena offense, he works, but you can also kind of see from the matches, they took a while. So it's just going to be boring. Like, just cleave it or auto team it. Like, there's no reason to use Rimuru. It's not that, again, when it comes to Arena offense, the ratings don't mean that they don't work in Arena offense. It just means, is there something better and faster And there's a ton of heroes that are better and faster than Rimuru at arena offense. But he does work fine if you're willing to spend 4 minutes per match and fall asleep doing arena. Arena defense, I'm going to give him a C. When it comes to mechanics like this, if they know you have a Rimuru, they're just going to build an offense that counters it and bring like AOL and unbuffable your whole team or something so that the S3 doesn't do that much damage. It's just not going to work very well. Don't put him on your arena defense. Guild Wars offense, I'm going to give him a solid A. Again, Guild Wars is all about just bringing the right comp, but Rimuru will work against a lot of defenses, especially if they're running Maid or something. But, he doesn't work against every team, and he's not really that important in Guild Wars, but he works. Guild Wars defense, same thing as Arena defense. I'm just going to give him like a C. Maybe he's a little better than Arena defense and Guild Wars defense. I don't know. But the point is, he's probably going to be really easy to counter in any of those AI-driven PvP areas. Now, RTA, easy S. He's probably in the top 10 heroes, or almost certainly in the top 10 heroes, maybe even the top 5 heroes in terms of RTA strength right now. Now, part of it might be because he's new and people don't know how to deal with him, but I don't think so. I think he's just really solid. This S2 and the buff copying mechanic is very, very, very strong. And I've even seen, like, if you don't have damage mitigation and you open with, like, a Landy or something, his Be Ready will literally one-shot a Landy if they're built super high DPS. And the S3, the defense break, plus the fact that it can literally one-shot, like, anything if you have 8 buffs and you have DPS stats and attack buff. He's just a very dangerous unit, and it is not an uncommon first pick. So if you see someone pre-ban AOL, I'd say 8 times out of 10. I mean, a lot of people hate AOL, but at the high end, a lot of people who pre-ban AOL, high-end players don't really fear AOL that much because most of them have Mediator Cowrick and stuff. It almost always means they're trying to transition to like an FCC Rimuru pick. FCC synergizes very well for Rimuru because it gives your whole team 4 extra buffs to pump up his S3. So second pick, Rimuru FCC, very common. So very, very strong hero. Unfortunately, he's limited, so hopefully none of you guys missed him. But yeah, he is just a superstar right now. I really don't have anything bad to say about him. He's strong enough where he's a first pick, and if you first pick a DPS, kind of like old school people were first picking carrots, you know a DPS is strong when they're willing to first pick it into any draft. So anyways, that's my review of Rimuru. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, leave it in the comments section below, and best of luck building him. Till next time, boys, peace out.